got in the mail Gina K's January, I think it's January release. I don't think it's February. It's January now, uh, January 2025. So I think she does January release, and then in February she does the February release. I don't think it's like a month behind. I don't think so. But so I got the newest release of products, and I want to show you what I got. So let me switch my cameras around, and I'll just show you what we've got. So Gina comes out with these pretty cool card kits, and it says Gina K Designs exclusive card kit. I guess it looks backwards to you. Let's see, this is my right hand. So yeah, it's on the right side, I guess. Let me turn it around this way. No, it's still backwards. Anywho, this is Gina K's January card kit. Before I show you what's in here, I had gotten a couple of other things, add-ons, and this is the dies for the initiative stamp set from December. So if you order a certain amount of products, off the top of my head, I want to say it's $75. You get a free mystery stamp, and this was the free mystery stamp for December. If you place another order, which I often do, another $75 order, because all of her stuff is just amazing, and you kind of want to order something else after you start seeing what everybody is doing with it. You get a different stamp set. So what I had done was gotten the initiative stamp set. So these are the coordinating dies for that initiative stamp set. So let's look at it. It comes with a magnet, which is awesome. And on the back is her signature color, turquoise, and it just says Gina K Designs. So I think I remember seeing in one of her videos that upcoming dies they were going to start putting on a magnet sheet. So we've got the butterfly. So that die cuts out the butterfly. And then we've got several sentiment stamps and the coordinating dies for the sentiment stamps. And I always put cutting side up because the other side is the flattest side, and they lay on the magnet sheet a little bit better. So that's the dies, and this is the stamp set, the free stamp set. So what I usually do is just, if this fits in this sheet, this packaging, sorry, I'm losing my words today. If this fits in the packaging, I'll just put those together. If they don't, then I might find a pocket for them to go into, which this little magnet is a little bit larger than the packaging it came in, so I'll probably find an envelope for these to go in and label them. And this was called Blooming Butterfly. Sorry, I'm trying to get all the glare off of it. Blooming Butterfly. and the dies. And then I got the add-on polyglaze sheets. And I'm going to show y'all how these work tonight. I absolutely love these polyglaze sheets. It just makes your card making totally game up. If you can learn to do the polyglaze sheets with her fuse system, it just makes card making so much funner. All right, let's get busy. Let's show you this card kit. I did order over $75 in product, so I did get the initiative stamp set. And usually this is a secret, but I think this month, if you go, and I'll link her video to my video, if you go and watch her video on her reveal, she's going to show us the stamp sets this month, I believe. And it's called Dreams Come True. So we have some florals and leaves and the long stem leaf or flower, and it says, "May all your dreams come true." Pretty. And then she'll come out next month, hopefully, with the dies that match this stamp set. Okay, so here is Gina K's kit, and it's really cute. It comes packaged like this, and I'm sorry this is backwards. I will take pictures and post pictures for you. All right, so this month she gave us a free pair of scissors. That is awesome. Absolutely free for just getting her kit. She puts in a project sheet, which has a sample of what's in here. So looks like we got two stamp sets, dies, two dies, two stamp sets, two dies, and two stencil sheets. And it says includes Friendly Wishes stamp set, Friendly Wishes die set, Spring Clusters stamp set, Spring Clusters die set, Spring Forest die set, Double Peony or Peony, whichever way you say it. I say peony. Double Peony layering stencils, and your free gift is the detailed scissors. These little scissors like this are great for fussy cutting. Okay, so our die set is everything in here that's going to make the critters. So we've got a chick, a rabbit, a fox, and a bird. Birdhouse, tree, clouds, sun, and a branch. So that's the die set. And I do believe, if I remember, she said that they were going to start putting these on all dies on a magnet sheet. And there's our magnet sheet. And then there's our dies that go on the magnet sheet. This is the second stamp set and the dies. I can fill them in here. Called Friendly Wishes. And there's the stamp set. You've got a couple cute little standalone flowers with their stems and some sentiments. It looks like it's all occasion because we have congratulations, happy birthday, hello friend, love you, let's celebrate, a big hello, wishing you a happy day, thanks for being there. So and then there's from all of us. So it's pretty much all occasion. The only thing I don't see on there that would be maybe a sympathy card. I don't think you could make a sympathy card from this set because there's no thinking of you or anything, but I think it's covered in the next set. So again, here's our product description card and our magnet sheet and our dies. So we have dies for all of this, all of the stamp sets, all of the stamps we have dies for, even the little flowers, even the center. There's a little center stamp for this flower. We even have a die for that. Magnet sheet, dies. And these are big stamp sets. They are 9x6 size stamp. So we've got our magnet and our dies for spring clusters. On the back of her stamp sets, it tells you directions for use, how to store them, how to clean them, and then it gives you a tip for the first time use. Spring clusters looks like this. Pretty. We've got a bough of spring flowers. I'm going to say that that's peonies again, since hence we have a stencil, but you can't use the stencil for this one, the big stencil, but there's a small stencil. So this one could be used for sympathy. You're in my prayers, thinking of you, birthday, grateful. So instead of reading all the sentiments, just know that you can use these for birthday. So the stencil sheet comes with it, and what the stencil sheet does is it if you stamp this stencil, or this, if you stamp the stamp, the stencil, you can color each flower individually, and same with this flower spray down here, and this one, all three of them. You can use this stencil for your stamps, and it's also called Spring Clusters Stencil. Then we have a standalone stencil, which is double peony, and I look forward to playing with that. So that is what's in Gina K's kit. 2 stencils, stamp set, large stamp set with dies, small stamp set with dies. Then we have a standalone die set that allows us to make all these little critters and build a scene. It's a scene builder die set. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Lot of fun. And the standalone, or the add-on, was the polyglaze sheets. So the polyglaze sheets you run through, Gina has a laminating machine called the Fuse, or you can just use a laminating machine, but I recommend that you watch one of her videos that shows you how to use these, and she gives you tips and tricks on using it with a laminator. So these poly sheets have a gray special glaze on them. When you put full from your, if you're from the country or from the South, if you lay your foil down on the glaze, run it through a carrier sheet through your laminator fuse machine. This can come out with whatever color that you put on top. Like there's gold sheets, there's silver sheets, red, green, blue, you name it, whatever color. But it's a special full sheet that you have to use just for the poly glaze. It's different from heat plates. So we've got this that matches the stamp set, which you can also use the stencils to color this, or you can stamp this, or you can watercolor this, or you can use your alcohol markers. So it looks like we've got 2 sheets of just this floral pattern. We've got the sentiment page and 2 sheets of that page. And then we have the other floral sheet, 2 sheets of that one, that stamp that was included in that big stamp set. And then the other floral arrangement in that one, you got of the big stamp set, you've got 2 sheets of that. And then the same floral with more sentiments, 2 sheets of that. So that's a lot of fooling for a lot of cards. There's potential to make a lot of cards in this card kit, January release card kit. So what I'm going to do is pause the video, put all my stamps in an envelope, and put my dies on my magnet sheet, and brainstorm something that we can make. And yeah, so I'll just pause it. Hey, I'm back. I just took a few minutes to get my stamps that I just showed you in a project envelope and just get everything organized. But I couldn't help it. While I was looking at the things, I kind of had 2 ideas, and I just decided I really needed to make these cards. So I want to show them to you. I'm going to make a totally different one on this video. So let me switch my camera around and show y'all Gina's new card kit. So hold on one second. Okay, so this is the one that I make that I really like. It says hello friend, and we used an extra stencil from Gina's collection, and it says grateful for your love and support. Let me fix this head camera just a little bit. There we go. And I needed to fix my camera because what you were seeing was upside down, so I got it fixed. I used on this card, let me see if I can zoom it in just a little bit so you can see it. On this card, I did use the stamps in her current collection, and I used an add-on polyglaze sheet. This stencil background was this stencil here called Harvest Flourish, and I just used some Simon Says Stamp fog ink to make the background. And then I used Gina K sequence and embellishments. Gina K's sequence and embellishments. Disco ball. Those are very, very shiny. I love those. And we just matted it on some gray cardstock, stamped my little personal stamp, matted it in black, and then we just made a flag to glue our sentiment on. And I always put a liner in my cards. It doesn't matter. I could have stamped this on the gray and it would have showed up just fine. But I like to balance the weight of my cards. So I did put a liner on this side. All right, in our second card, the current card kit was not really geared towards Valentine's, but I did use the stencils and a stamp for out of that kit to make this Valentine's card. I used her let me grab it. I forgot the name. Master Layouts. That's what I was thinking. I did use her Master Layouts 4. So I have the black mat, which is from this collection. That's it right there. And then I used the large heart. It's that one right there. And then this flag. There's 2 in there. I used the largest of the 2 to make my sentiment strip there. And then I couldn't pass up this little button, heart button, and I used it there. So yeah, you can design a Valentine's card from that set. And I just took a piece of white cardstock and stenciled the peony from her stencils from that kit and just cut the heart. And then I did some flicks of some white pigment ink. And then I just took some embroidery floss and just run it through like a button on that little pink heart. Yeah, so it turned out really cute. And the inside, on the bottom it says love you, and then on the inside it says always. Now this stamp set came from this stamp set called Kindness Silhouettes. And I got this stamp set in the mystery box. And as you can see, I used this stamp right here, but it says I'll always love you. And all I did was just blacked out the I'll and the love you and just stamped always. So you can always modify your stamps a little bit. But we're not going to make this one. This one would have been a good one to show y'all how to make, and I might do that one in a different tutorial. But we're going to make, I think, another thank you card. Because where I live in Western North Carolina, and a lot of you know, and some of you may not know, that we were hit back September, October with a devastating hurricane. And in the card community, I've had several people mail me cards and gave me hope of that people are out there praying for us. And we were devastated. There's a lot of damage. There's a lot of people without homes. I, for one, am very lucky that we just had some trees damage in the driveway that my husband and we had to work about a day to get cleared so we could even get out of our driveway. luckily we still have a little bit of youth on our side, and we're able to get out there and work it and get it done ourselves. But I have a lot of thank you cards that I need to get in the mail. And it's been a while, and we've been busy. We've been hit with snow. We've been hit with cold, freezing temperatures. A lot of things have happened, and I just haven't gotten around to doing my thank you cards, and I'm doing that now. So I have this one ready, and I'm going to make another one similar to this one. So we're going to start with a white side folding card base. So this is just a half a piece of cardstock cut in half and scored to make a side folding card. I have a black mat because if you know Gina and you watch any of Gina's videos, she most of the time will mat her stencil stamped focal image on black. So that's what I'm going to do. I think what we're going to do is use a different stamp set, or a different stamp from the stamp set. And this is how I organize my card kits from Gina. I put everything in a project envelope, and these are by Altenew. And they just open, and I put everything in the pocket. And keeps everything together and keeps everything organized. So what I think we're going to use is, I think we're going to bypass the polyglaze. So I know I can put that up. And the stencil that does one of the, no, we're going to use this one. Yeah, we're going to use this one because this one does all three stamps in that stamp set. So we're going to use that one. We may... Nope, we're not going to use the small stamp set. And we're not going to use our project inspiration or the standalone dies. So we'll put all that back so it all stays together. We are going to use the dies and the stamp set of spring clusters, and we're not going to use the peony stencil. So we're going to keep all that together. So my idea is to take this peony image, and I like to take the paper from the image. That way it doesn't stretch my image. And I think what we're going to do is stamp an image here and then rotate it and stamp it there, and then put our sentiment in the middle. And I think it's going to be hello friends. That's the design that I have in mind. And then we're going to use our stencils to color our stamped image. I'm going to get out my Misty. And put my cardstock in the corner. I have my sticky mat in my Misty. And we're going to use a crisp black ink. And my crisp black ink of choice is VersaFine. Let's put this to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to rub my stamp a little bit because it's the first time that I've used it, just to get some of the processing off of it, and ink it up real well. And since we're using the Misty and our white cardstock stays put, or we can position it back, we can stamp it multiple times. So I'm going to use my homemade Chucky tool. It's just a air hockey puck that I got from Amazon. Okay, and we're going to check our image. Looks like it needs a little bit more in the middle. So we're going to ink it up again. And we have a nice clear image. Looks good. Okay, so we're going to turn it around, and we're going to ink the bottom half of our image, but I want to make sure it's positioned where I want it to be. So I'm going to take my Gina K tidy towel and clean this up a little bit. Even though I have cleaned it, I still don't trust it. So I could just put my Misty lid down and make sure, or I could take my stamp off and place it down to make sure that I've got it in the right place, but it still may have a little bit of black ink on it. So I'm going to use my acetate sheet just to create a barrier, and I want this leaf and this leaf to be opposite of each other, and this rose and this rose, well, I guess it's a peony bud opposite of each other. So I'm going to position this exactly where I want it. And we are going to trim this down a little bit. That looks good. And then our other stamp, I'm just going to kind of want to just see, we may not be able to stamp this in between here. There might not be enough room, but we can also always stamp it, and then it could possibly fit there, but we could stamp it and cut it out and elevate it, use some dimension on it. Okay, so that's a good tip to keep from getting ink where you don't want it on your cardstock. Okay, so we are going to ink our stamp up. It looks like it's taken ink a little bit better this time, because it's considered a used stamp. Okay, it does look good, but just for good measure, there might be a couple of pieces through there that is not stamped very well. So we'll get it real nice and black and crisp. And that looks great. Okay, we're going to get back out our tidy towel and clean our stamp up real good. And I think we're going to go ahead and get our sentiment strip ready to go. And we should be through with inking, except to do our inside piece. Because I don't think this is going to fit. I mean, we could put it here. And we could even put it here. Or we could put it, add a dimension and put it right there in the middle, which I like that idea. That was like my original idea. So I think that's what we'll do. We can stamp this anywhere on our cardstock in our MISTI because we're going to cut it out, but we need to give ourselves room for that die to work, to have enough room for that die. Okay. And I've used this stamp before, so it should ink up really well. And I like it really crisp, so I'm going to ink it again. Looks fabulous. So I think we're through with our black ink for right now until we, and we're going to let this dry before we we are done stamping for the time being until we're ready to do our inside sentiment. Okay, I like to put my stamps back up because I had stamps go missing. So what I like to do before I do any kind of alcohol coloring or stamping or shading is I like to set this black ink so it doesn't smear. So I'm just going to take my heat tool and just air dry this a little bit so I don't smear it. I'm really good about smearing. I've learned to do these little extra tips, little extra tricks. So it avoids disappointment. Okay. Now in that collection we have stencils, and there's 4. This first one does get out the stamp set for you, does this stamp. Second one does the one we're going to do, so we'll keep it out. And then the third one does this one right here. So we don't need these. We'll put them back. Sorry, there's 3. I thought there was 4. I guess there's just 3. Okay. So we have 3 flowers. And I'm going to get my sticky mat out. And put my image down on my sticky mat. This keeps everything from moving. And we need to choose our colors. I think sometimes to me that is the hardest thing to choosing colors because there's so many pretty colors. I know Gina likes to use turquoise shades. I like blues and I'm drawn to pinks. So, and purples. I have really hard time picking colors. So, let's see. I like Altenews Puffy Heart. And I have our ink stand. So I think we're going to use Puffy Heart. And then a medium shade green for the leaves. Okay. So I don't want to get ink where it shouldn't be. So I'm going to use some tape. Post-it tape. I'm going to ink up my shader brush. And I tap it over here so I don't get brush marks and start off of the actual image so we don't get brush marks. Looks good. Guess I could scoot y'all in just a little bit. Trying to move you up just a little bit. There we go. So you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and now we're going to turn our stencil around a little bit. And let's do the little bud. And I think on this bud, they're usually darker than the regular flowers. So I'm going to use some purple wine. Get that lined up just a little bit. And be real easy because I don't see. I got a little bit of ink right there. I should have taped it off, but I didn't. But we're going to trim this up a little bit, so maybe that'll get it. It'll cut off. Now we're going to do maybe some lighter shading. Okay, let's finish our card. So I've almost got our shading done. Just got these last little berries to do. And then we'll cut these out and finish our card. Let me find my darkest Altenew pink. This is Cosmic Berry. And we're just going to line up our little circles. I've decided to cut these out because I've got a couple little places that I accidentally inked on our cardstock, so we're going to cut these out.
My life is not what I planned, but Wounded Warrior Project has helped me get past the pain and negativity.
Please call or go online with your gift of $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket as a thank you.
This is very powerful, Lord. One warrior carried another one off.
All right, let's look and see if we got them all done. Yep, looks like we've got them all done.
Please
Get rid of our mat, our sticky mat. Put our inks up so we don't get our hands in the ink. I think I did the leaves off camera. I did those in Altenew Swamp Green. Okay, we're going to clean our stencils right quick. And I just do a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Just gently wipe with your alcohol. Do the front and the back because sometimes the ink will get under the stencil and they dry really fast. Okay, we're going to bring over our die cut machine. Just turn it around where the handle's facing towards me. We need a platform 1, a platform plate 2, then our clear plate, now we can run those through. Sorry, it does the table. It moves the table. So there is our die cut number 1. Okay, we'll do the second one. Okay. So we'll glue that one to this one. This is 5 1/4 by 4 by 4. And we're going to glue that up. I'm going to use our little glue tool. This is my Sweet Petunia glue tool. We're going to glue it to our black layering panel. And center it as the best we can. And then we're going to glue this to our card base. And at this point you can use your tape runner, and this is a tape runner by scrapbook.com. I love it. It fits really good in your hand. It's a good tape. So we're going to glue that to our card base. And then we're going to arrange our stamped images. I think we're going to pop those up with some foam tape. Give it a little bit of dimension. And I think I also got this foam tape from scrapbook.com. Okay. We'll just take a minute and apply our foam tape. And then I think I want to put a little piece here and a little piece here. And a little piece here. And then we're just going to peel the backers.
I'm grateful that he took our invitation to heart, and that he will be here tomorrow. It's my understanding. I look forward to being there on the tarmac to thank the president, welcome him, and we're making sure that all the resources he needs for a successful briefing are provided to him.
And what I do is I don't press hard on this until I'm for sure that that's where I want that to lay. Okay. And I think that looks good, so I'm going to just gently lay that down. Now we're ready to place our sentiment on the front. That's pretty. I really like that. So we're going to get out our coordinating die for that. That came with the current kit. We'll put our little other die back in there. So I think this is it right here. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to cut that one through, and I'm going to do that one off camera so it doesn't shake the table. I want this one to line up really good. The last one I didn't do so good. I think my finger must have hit it or something. So we'll make sure it's absolutely perfect. Put our piece of tape on there to keep it steady. Run it through. And see how we did. Looks good. I'm going to put this back on our magnet so we don't lose it. And sometimes if it gets lost in the background, we can put a black backer behind it. Let me see if I got a little strip. That looks pretty good. And just kind of center it so it kind of grounds the sentiment. I don't know. What do y'all think? It doesn't really get lost there. And this just happens to fit just perfect. So what we're going to do is put 2 levels of foam dots. We're going to stack them on each end. And then we're going to place a little bit of glue on the tips of these leaves that will kind of hold it a little bit.
We are all Americans. And those people suffering in North Carolina, again, I think it was so great we carried it like we did on this network, because I don't think people fully appreciate that they're still living that way months after all this has
Okay.
happened. So I applaud the president in a huge way on the reforms and the right talk about what he wants to do and making things work better. But let's not condition the relief with politics.
And then we're going to just glue this to the black. Just a little bit. And we're going to center it. That looks good. And there's our finished card. Nice. And then you can put some sequins on there. I think we got room for that. So there's 2 that's fell out. So we'll just get out a few. And what I like to do is just kind of place them down. And then we'll glue them. So there's 4. One more. Right there. Then we take our little sticky pen. This is Marvy Jewel Picker is what brand this is. And this is where you can get kind of ambidextrous. You can use if you're right-handed, you can use your left-handed hand to pick, right to put your glue. I really have to think about this, but it works. There we go. And then we just pick up our little sequins that we didn't use. Do you know how long this packet of sequins is going to last? A long time. Gina really gives us a lot for our money, that's for sure. They're really pretty too. They have a shimmery, iridescent look. Disco ball look. That's what they're called. Disco ball sequins. So there's our card. We're going to say, hello, friend. And then we're going to stamp a panel on the inside. Because like I said, I like to kind of balance out my paper. Like it's heavier on this side than it is on this side. So we're going to cut this one down and stamp our grateful. This one needs to be 4 1/4, which it almost is. No, this one needs to be 4, sorry. 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to get out our Misty again. We could do this with a block if we wanted to, but we've come so far and everything has been perfect so far. We are going to use the Grateful on the stamp set, not the dies. the grateful for your love and support. And what I do is when I send someone a card, I put in a little typed piece of paper and just let them know that the reason why I didn't write inside the card and sign it is because I've made it for them to use. So in other words, I'm making a card and I'm sending them and putting on the message on a piece of paper, a sticky note, what I'm thanking them for, and giving them this card to where they can reuse it. Okay, so there's our inside sentiment. Clean our stamp. Put our stamp back. And then I have my custom made stamp. Use our tape runner. The trick with the tape runner is to go slow and use firm pressure. If you go like really fast, it skips. So at first I'm not just, going really fast, and it wasn't working for me. So I slowed down a little bit and it started to work. So there's our card. Hello, friend. Grateful for your love and support. And there you have it. This is our card with Gina's new card kit for January. And these are the 3 cards I made. This one was using the Master Layouts number 4 to make a Valentine's card with that stamp set. And there you go. So thanks for hanging with me. Don't forget, please, 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 because I'm trying to grow my channel, like my video and subscribe. So I appreciate y'all watching, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.